The spiderweb cake looks just the part for Halloween, and best of all, it's incredibly easy and fun to make. Welcome to Recipes by Karina, where I show you how to make classic and simply delicious recipes. Make sure to subscribe for a new video each week. To make this spiderweb cake, you will first need a cake. I'm sharing with you how to make a delicious chocolate cake, but if you want to make this recipe even easier and more convenient, you can buy a cake and just do the decorating yourself. I like chocolate cake for this recipe, but any flavour will work perfectly. To make the chocolate cake, first sieve the dry ingredients, the flour, cocoa powder and baking soda into a medium-sized bowl. If you'd like the recipe for the spiderweb Halloween cake, it will be on my website, as well as the full measurements in the description box below. Make sure to take a look on my channel or my website for my other Halloween recipes. Add a pinch of salt to the dry ingredients and using a wooden spoon give them a quick stir just until they are combined. Set this bowl to the side while we work on the wet ingredients. In a larger bowl, measure out the room temperature butter. We need 2 sticks, 1 cup or 225 grams. Make sure your butter is at room temperature here, as if it's straight out of the fridge you won't be able to mix it. Next to the butter, add 2 cups or 400 grams of white sugar. We'll need to mix the butter and sugar together, but there's no need to cream it, so you can easily do this by hand, or use a hand mixer like I am, or a stand mixer. You just need to combine the butter and sugar together until there are no longer any lumps. This recipe makes quite a large cake, and you can either bake it in 2 6-inch tins for a layer cake or 1 8-inch tin. I like the look of a layer cake and the height it gives, but it's not needed. Once your butter and sugar are well combined, crack in 4 medium-sized eggs. This may seem like a lot of eggs, but this is quite a large cake. No need to crack them in one at a time and mix in between each addition. Just add them all in, give the batter a good mix, making sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl until well combined. Lastly, add about a teaspoon of vanilla. I usually eyeball it, as it's not the end of the world if you add a little extra. Give it a final mix and we're ready to add the remaining ingredients. Pour the dry ingredients into the large mixing bowl with the butter mixture, as well as a cup of buttermilk and a cup of hot strong coffee. Use a wooden spoon to fold the ingredients together until combined. Make sure not to overmix, just enough so you no longer see any dry flour. A few lumps is not a problem in this recipe. Divide your batter between 2 lined and greased 6-inch cake tins or 1 8-inch tin. Bake in a 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 40 to 50 minutes or until the cakes spring back when pressed. To decorate the spiderweb cake, you will need some buttercream. I've got vanilla here as I want to play around with the colouring, but you can also use chocolate. I'll have the full measurements in the description box below, as well as on my website for the buttercream. Although if you've ever had trouble making buttercream, I've got a video full of tips and tricks. I wanted something a little different than just straight chocolate brown colouring to my buttercream, so I've added about a teaspoon or so of black gel colouring, and 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder to get this kind of metallic looking grey colour. You can do this also, or just use straight chocolate buttercream. You just need something to contrast with the white of the spiderweb. Level your cakes and cut them in half so you have 4 layers if you made 2 6-inch cakes, or just 2 layers if you made an 8-inch cake. Add about 1/3 of a cup of buttercream between each layer, smoothing it out evenly with an offset spatula before adding the next layer. Cover the whole cake with buttercream, smoothing it out. There's no need to get it looking perfect here, as we will be covering most of it in a spiderweb. Place the covered cake in the fridge for about 2 hours until the buttercream has set. To make the spiderweb, you will need about a cup of white marshmallows, any size will work. Place your bowl of marshmallows into the microwave for about 30-second intervals, stirring in between until they have completely melted. Using clean and dry hands, scoop up some marshmallow, stretch it between your hands and drape it over the cake. Every piece you do will look different, creating a spiderweb effect. Continue this process until you're happy with how it looks. I've also got a few fake spiders to place on the cake. If you're feeling adventurous, you could also pipe your own with some black buttercream. Leave the cake for a few hours for the marshmallow to set before serving. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and take a look at my other Halloween recipes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.